Welcome to Ninerology, Faithful in the Trenches. I'm your host, Alan, and the 49ers have just extended Christian McCaffrey, which means Christian McCaffrey, number 23, Offensive Player of the Year, is here to stay with the San Francisco 49ers. Now, Christian McCaffrey was already the highest paid running back at $16 million a year, but the 49ers have ensured he is going to remain the highest paid running back for the foreseeable future, possibly until he retires. And what a well-deserved contract. It essentially breaks down to 2 years, over $38 million in new money, so now averaging $19 million a year. And if you were to break down exactly what he does for the 49ers, the 49ers paid him like a playmaker, not just a running back. And there's an argument to be said that maybe he is actually still underpaid based off of what he does for this 49ers offense. Let's talk about his stats this last year. Last year, 2023, he had 272 carries, 1,459 yards rushing, meaning he won the rushing title for the NFL, averaged 5.4 yards per carry, had 21 overall touchdowns, and essentially tied for the lead in touchdowns across the NFL with Raheem Mostert, another ex-49er. And let's just say that Christian McCaffrey proved why the 49ers trading for him was one of the best trades in the entire NFL history. That's how great that trade was, is Christian McCaffrey being traded from the Panthers to the 49ers will go down as one of the greatest trades in NFL history for the 49ers. Now, unfortunately, last year did not end in a Super Bowl, but everything that Christian McCaffrey has brought to the 49ers offense has caused the entire offense to evolve. If you recall, the 49ers have always been known for having a powerful juggernaut defense. That's kind of carried them, has been their identity. You think back when Mike Nolan, then to Mike Singletary, then you had your Jim Harbaugh, and then even Kyle Shanahan, even though he was an offensive-minded coach, the 49ers have always been known for their defense. And then now you start entering Brock Purdy into the mix. You have your Deebo Samuel. You have your Brandon Ayuk. You have your George Kittle. But it wasn't until Christian McCaffrey entered the equation until the 49ers offense completely erupted and evolved. What Christian McCaffrey does for this offense, again, you could argue that he's a $30 million a year player. But the 49ers rewarded him. He's reset the market for running backs, which is what he's wanted to do. He's said vocally many times how running backs are undervalued. Now, this keeps Christian McCaffrey with the 49ers for the foreseeable future for about another 4 years. Now, there are some outs next year and the following year, but the 49ers aren't going to take those outs. And so Christian McCaffrey, look to see him continue to build off what he did last year. Now, there's also another part to this is during this contract, it also frees up some money for the 49ers. Now, previously, Christian McCaffrey's cap hit was right around the $14 million range this year and next year. Well, those drop to this year to about $6.68 million, which saves almost $8 million in cap space. So now the 49ers have $32 million available in cap room. And there's a couple things they could do that. They're still trying to negotiate with Brandon Ayuk. They're also trying to store money for next year when they have to re-sign Brock Purdy. Now, the great thing about storing up money, like why do the 49ers have 30-something million? Can't they just re-sign Brandon Ayuk with that? You can, but every year you have what's called the rollover. It's called the adjusted salary cap. And so while a salary cap might be a certain number, NFL teams are able to carry over any unused cap space, and that's now their adjusted salary cap. And that's what the 49ers have done year in and year out, is they'll go ahead and try to store up any of that saved cap space and then carry it over to the next year. That way they have some more wiggle room. So at $32 million in cap space now, they can continue to build onto that. If you re-sign Brandon Ayuk, there is a way they can save up to $10 million against the salary cap, because right now Brandon Ayuk is playing on that fifth year with about $14.8 million against the salary cap. They can save up to about $10 million based on how they structure guarantees, which could get them somewhere north of $40 million that they can carry over next year and then essentially pay Brock Purdy. And also when these other cap hits start coming at larger blown up numbers, they can cover those things. But that's a lot of things that they have to consider. It all depends on the structures. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Christian McCaffrey is here to stay, and he has been rewarded. Now, there's concerns about, okay, well, running backs have not as long of a shelf life. Well, if you look at Christian McCaffrey, he is one of one. That's right. There's not another Christian McCaffrey out there. There is not. They're just plain and simple. You look at his off-season regimen, his workouts, the things that he does, how he contorts his body, because he knows he's going to be in some awkward positions when he gets in those piles. People hitting him all over the place. When you're in a huge pile, people punching at your ribs, you just get contorted in different angles. Your body does. The way he does and approaches the off-season preps him to have those types of seasons. And not to mention that, he is a Swiss Army knife. Coming out of the backfield to receive in the slot, he even passes the ball. And so I think locking him up is the best thing for the 49ers. It helps to prevent any offseason drama into training camp. Now, there's still Brandon Ayuk that they got to figure out, but Christian McCaffrey is now taken care of. Your number one offensive weapon on the entire 49ers offense has been taken care of. So 49ers fans, it's time to rejoice. If you've been thinking about getting a jersey and didn't already have one, now's the time to get it. He's not going anywhere. And Christian McCaffrey, this is well deserved. And honestly, I still think that's a bargain. You could have been paid well above that amount, but you have reset the running back market again, which is what you were wanting to do. And you are here to say, congratulations, Christian McCaffrey. And let's go get that 6th ring. Well, that's all we have for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.